Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton of markrushton.com. It is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. And this is going to be both a video and a podcast. This is going to be Ambient Rushton podcast number 176 called Field Recordings. And so, I do a podcast. I've been doing a podcast since, well, if you count the episodes that aren't out there, since late 2004, which is a long time. And in this case, what I'm going to be doing is talking about the field recordings that I make and that I have published in the past and how I'm going to publish them in the future. So let's get started here. In the video here part, I'm going to bring over a playlist that I have in Spotify called Field Recordings. And what do I say here for the description of it? Field recordings are of natural sounds, industrial hum, highways and interstates, airplanes flying overhead, trains moving, birds roosting and calling, people talking, and many other variations. Field recordings are an interesting alternative to music and kind of consider them theater for the mind, theater of the mind, right? And I've made a lot of field recordings over the years, but I have not published them. I think I have a lot out there on the hard drive somewhere. And so I've used a lot of them in my Disquiet Hunto pieces, and I'll play a few of those here in a little bit. But then I also started releasing, I just released under a moniker that I had used once a few years ago called Hot Mic, HOTMIC, which means, like a microphone that's on that maybe people don't necessarily know. It's a hot microphone. I always thought that was a clever name. Unfortunately, I published a newer piece, and it turns out there's other people. At the time, nobody was using Hot Mic, amazingly. And now all of a sudden, there's other people out there using Hot Mic. So that's a bit of a bummer and causes a bit of a problem with getting everything distributed. So I've come up with a new name. I'm not going to tell you what that is yet because I have not yet published anything under that name. It's a name that is not being used out there on the streaming services, but it's a good one. And so I'm going to start publishing under that name probably in the next month or so, or next couple of weeks, I think, really. But for now, maybe I'll throw some things on Hot Mic's way. But so this is a recording. So Hot Mic released a track a few days ago called Corn Processing Plant Near the River. This was a field recording I had done I believe it was late in 2020. I was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I was waiting to hang out with John and I think make some music. I think it was down at the Matic building too. And he was getting ready. So I had a little bit of time and went over by one of the corn processing plants by the river and recorded a bit just outside the window. Very simple, but if you put really nice headphones on and listen to it, you pick up a lot of things, especially if you kind of concentrate on it. So let's get started here. Let's play a little bit of this here. This is corn processing plant near the river. So that's about 3/4 of it there. That is a corn processing plant near the river by Hot Mike, also known as me. But again, just love that droning in the background, and you get the slight shifting in there, and then you get those little sound, a little occasional percussive, and then you get I think it was a truck that drove by the car, like that, and you hear the birds, and you can hear kind of maybe a dog in the background, and those are fun. Those are fun because I'm listening while I'm holding the microphone, but I hear more the second time I hear it when I play it back, and I've got it pumped into my headphones here. Okay, so the next track I'm going to play here is one of my Hunto contributions from several years ago. This one's called Central Discount, and Central Discount is an Amish-run salvage grocery store that's located about 12 or 15 miles south of where I live, south of Iowa City, near the town of Kelowna. And there's very little electricity in this building because they're Amish. But they have these ceiling fans that are on in there, and they're kind of on a belt-driven system or whatever, and they make a very, very interesting sound. And so I was in Central Discount and brought my audio recorder along, and this is what I captured. That's Central Discount. It's that is out on my album Hunto Contributions, Volume 1 is where that is. And hold on here, a little technical problem there. So, yep, still got the technical problems there. Okay, we'll figure it out. So anyway, yeah, that was an interesting record. I might have captured that on like an old phone or something like that, because the recording doesn't seem to be that super high quality, and that's okay. Not everything has to be a perfect, pristine. You don't have to have a $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 audio recorder with one of those gigantic furry microphones that you see the dudes out in the rainforest carrying, and that's fine for them or whatever. But I'm a little more impromptu. I'm lucky to have anything on me. I'm like, oh, how does the voice recorder on this stupid phone work? Or whatever. Got to capture this, right? That's just the way I am. What can I say? The next track here is called Service Desk. And it's from Hunto Contributions Volume 2, which means it's probably from just a few years ago. And I believe this was recorded at the University of Iowa main library. In fact, the next two I believe were recorded there. And this one might be constructed from numerous recordings, if I'm not mistaken. I will, after I listen to it, I'll comment on it here and let you know either way. So here we go with Service Desk.
Floor 1 going up.
Hello.
Just want to check those out.
Yes.
We should be due back in a month on July 6th.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. I know you can. Here we go.
Okay, we're going to stop it there because that might have been like a two-parter, if I'm not mistaken. There, and the first part with the elevator going up, I think I'm trying to remember what all the details were on that one. But anyway, I don't consider field recordings necessarily to have to be a one-shot recording. I think sometimes you can have a little bit of reconstruction and overdubbing and things like that to create a sense of a space or an area or a sort of refictionalization account of what you heard. And that's one of the things that we do in the Hunto. It's creating sounds based on restricted instructions, but the instructions may say, make it this way or make it however you want or whatever, or make it just with field recordings, something like that. So again, I have not listened to these recordings prior to doing this podcast here. I just know that these are of field recordings. So the last one here is called Library Shh, and I'm pretty sure that this one is an arranged field recording. So I mean, I have different bits and I've kind of rearranged them. So let's see what this one's all about. Now, if I remember that one correctly, I think Library Shh was to take something. I think it was take something from Service Desk and then just use 7 notes and name that tune, right? And so that's why you get the beeps in there have been processed a little bit and rearranged, and you cut out all the banter between me and the librarian. So that, again, this is sort of like I would say it's an arrangement of field recordings. So I do that too. It's kind of a wide range of I guess you could almost call it like an not quite an essay. I'm a big fan of some of the French filmmaker Chris Marker's documentaries / essays. Particularly things like Sans Soleil. That's a big, big, big inspiration on me. And so, taking something and then sort of maybe perhaps reimagining or repurposing it for something else. That's one of the things that really That's where I operate from, right? So anyway, so that's largely it here. But what I'm going to do here in the near future is I got a new name that I'm going to be publishing field recordings under, and of course I got a lot of field recordings. So who knows? I might continue to use Hot Mic, but I think I'm largely going to move everything over to this new moniker, which is a bit more generic. And well, anyway, that's it for this podcast here. This is Ambient Rushton podcast number 176, field recordings. It was recorded on Tuesday, March 16, 2021. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks.